Welcome to this episode of Reflections of Womanhood. As a little girl, I loved watching black and white movies starring a cute curly-haired little girl. In every movie, she was either orphaned or abandoned, but by the end, she had a new family and she was happy. In episode 10, we saw that Jacob's daughter Dinah had been violated by a prince named Shechem. Her brothers responded by destroying his entire city. According to Torah.com, that violation resulted in a baby girl. Jacob wrote everything that had occurred on a golden plate, placed it around the baby's neck, and set her down by the wall of Egypt. Pharaoh's general, Potiphar, was walking along that wall when he heard the newborn crying. After reading the plate, he said, "This child is the daughter of important people. Bring her to my home and get a nurse." Potiphar and his wife took the child in and raised her as their own. Potiphar and his wife were Egyptian priest and priestess. He named the baby Asenath after an early Egyptian goddess, and raised her as his daughter in a polytheism culture that was devoted to the worship of idols. Historians describe Asenath as tall like Sarah, attractive like Rebecca, and beautiful like Rachel. Her beauty was known far and wide, and powerful men sought to court her. But there was something she did not know. She did not know who she was. She was Dinah's daughter, Leah's granddaughter, Joseph's niece and Abraham's descendant. Perhaps what she observed between Potiphar and his wife made marriage unappealing to her. When Joseph's name was mentioned as a possible suitor, she dismissed him as an enslaved foreigner with a questionable past. But when she finally saw him and observed the godly glow he emanated, she changed her mind. But Joseph considered her an idolater of pagan gods, and he rejected her. According to Jewish Women's Archives, her conversion was genuine. She converted to Joseph's God, not for marriage, but for her own reformation. She was mourning in ashes for a full week, disowned idolatry, repented, and turned to Joseph's God. She mourned, repented, turned away from idols, and she chose the God of Joseph. Asenath knew nothing about her true heritage, but she was drawn to truth. She was drawn to God. And in the end, they were married. Joseph's father, Isaac, proclaimed a prophetic blessing over their two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Their lineage would lead to King David and eventually to Jesus. Sometimes we don't know who we are. Sometimes life places us in environments that shape us away from our identity. But that does not change what God has already established. He knows who we are, even when we don't. Centuries later, a Hellenistic Jewish romance narrative written in Greek was based on Joseph and Asenath to romanticize their courtship and marriage. It was a pseudo-graphical work, meaning it was written under a false name typically attributed to biblical stories. Direct my steps by your word, and let no iniquity have dominion over me. Redeem me from the oppression of man, that I may keep your precepts. Make your face shine upon your servant, and teach me your statutes. Psalm 119, verses 133 through 135. Grace and peace.